if you've just been through a breakup and you're feeling anxious right now, and maybe there's a part of you that still wants to reach out or a part of you that wants to fix it, I urge you to stop. There is a different way to heal this, and that is called surrender. And today I'm going to show you how this one simple concept of surrender is not giving up, but it's actually a doorway to freedom. Let's dive in. Hey, this is Callie, and this is the Self-Worth channel, where every week, as usual, I launch a new video on everything self-worth. Whether you're going through a hard time in your relationship, you're experiencing a breakup, or you're just figuring out what to do with that anxious attachment, I'm your girl. This is your spot. Every week, I'll host a new video that talks all about all of these things and more, and puts it in a package in a way where it makes sense, where it shows you're not alone, and gives you tangible tools to take away. As always, I ask that you please subscribe to this channel if you like these videos, as not only is it going to notify you every time I launch a new video, but it's also going to help the YouTube algorithm spread the word and bring this messaging to more women that need it. Help cultivate a community and to really create this cohesive group of people that are on the same page and can empower each other to freedom. So please subscribe below. It means so much to me. You're not just helping the system and the channel, you're really supporting just women across the globe. Okay, so I've seen this happen so much in my self-worth system, in women that I talk to. It is the classic anxious attachment push-pull dynamic. So what happens? You pull in, they push away. You cling, overfunction, when you fear abandonment, even if you don't think that you are acting that way, it's felt. I'm telling you, it is felt. And then avoidant attachment. What happens? They pull away. They start reaching out less. They fear this entanglement and they suppress their emotions. So together, this is a cycle of toxicity. It is activation, deactivation, push, pull. It's an emotional roller coaster. And after the breakup or after the rough patch, what happens? The anxious partner is left spiraling and the avoidant partner is left running. It's like trying to untangle this knot by pulling it tighter and tighter and tighter. The more force that you use, the tighter this knot actually becomes. It doesn't get loose and there's no way to become free. So how do you untie the knot? Well, you surrender. In the self-worth system, I teach this concept of surrender. Surrender is not what you think it is. It's not just allowing things to just go with the flow or to just allow things land as they may. It's not the concept of what will happen if you just let go. We have some level of control over our lives, and we can actually control things to some extent. What we cannot control is the ultimate circumstance. But at the end of the day, what is best for us might not be the circumstance that we think is going to happen. So how do you cure this anxious attachment thing, this dynamic of push and pull? Well, we turn inwards. We surrender. So like I said, surrender is not just giving up. Surrender is releasing resistance to what is happening. It is dropping that urge to control them, to control the circumstances, to be able to think that we have some sort of ability to say whether or not they are going to end up wanting us. Because at the end of the day, we aren't them. We can't tell them what to do. And ultimately, the more anxious we are, the more avoidant they become. And you probably know this. Think of it like a river. The more you try and fight the rapid river and you just try and go against the waves, then the more washed up by the waves we become. We don't have any control. But then when we learn to ride the wave, when we become experts at riding that river, then we start to gain some control over where we go, over what route we take, over whether we go left, go right. We start to ride the wave. A lot of that has to do with trust. So when we surrender and when we trust the flow of the river, then it naturally moves us forward and it carries us in the best possible way. So let's think about what we're thinking about when we have this anxious attachment. When our thought is stuck in a loop of them, it's focused on what they're thinking. What if they found somebody better? What if they're not going to respond to me? What if they don't like me anymore? What if I've pushed them away? What we're basically saying is that their thoughts are more important than our feelings. Because at some point, we were taught that that is our only way to survive. Somebody told us that we needed to be validated by them, which trained the brain to think that. So not only do we eventually need to figure out what that train of thought originates from. But what we need to do is we need to actually learn to practice to surrender to those questions, to surrender to those thought processes that lead us down that path of something we just literally can't control, which is them. So before I jump into the tool and exactly what to do, I have a question. Are you feeling like you're running on autopilot, and do you feel like alarm bells are just going off in your head? When you feel like you can't really control them, they're just happening? Comment below and let me know if you resonate. Okay, so this anxious avoidant trap is fear-based energy. So the more you try and fix it, the worse it gets. Ultimately, you attract what you embody. So you can pretend to be calm, cool, collected, and you'll still attract somebody who is avoidant and they step away. They walk away. They are like a magnet away from you. You're going to keep attracting circumstances where people are showing you that your anxious attachment needs to be healed. Doesn't matter what you're like on the outside. Eventually, whatever is within you is going to surface. So I want you to try a simple exercise with me, and this is the surrender exercise. This is, rather than trying to control them, this is doing a simple thought exchange. It's a reframing exercise, which moves the brain from a state of, I don't have any control over this, let me stress out over it and worry about it, to a problem-solving state. We're actually changing the different areas of the brain that we're using to help us move into a more positive problem-solving state. This gives us power. This gives us a shift in dynamic. And when we repeat this process and this surrender process over and over, we're completely changing our state, and we are changing that anxious attachment style to an empowered state. These are some of the tools that I use within the Self-Worth system because they work, because they're proven, and because they raise our energetic frequency without us needing to become anyone else. We're utilizing the tools within us. So when we ask that question, what is he doing? What is he thinking? Why isn't he thinking about me? Why isn't he texting me back? Is he into somebody else? What can I do? Maybe if I text him something, he'll just respond and I'll get that validation. What you're doing is you're trying to force a flower to bloom by grabbing onto its petals and pulling on it. It doesn't work. We have to nurture the soil within us for the flower to bloom. So how to surrender? This is just a short practice that you can do every day for 5 minutes. So first, I want you to sit in silence and maybe close the eyes, maybe take a couple of deep breaths. Next, I want you to ask yourself, where in my body do I feel this resistance, this tightness, this grasping, this clinging, this urgency for them to validate me? Where physically do I feel that? Now, asking, what am I trying to control? What am I trying to get out of this? What relief am I looking for? What am I looking for them to say that's going to bring me relief? Now, I want you to reframe your question. So instead of asking, what about him? What are his thoughts? What is he gonna do? I want you to flip the script and say, what can I do to bring myself peace? Help. And when you say help me, you're asking the brain to help you problem solve. You're asking energy to help you use your resources to help you, not to gain validation from them. It's a simple perspective shift that changes everything. And when we repeat that, the brain turns into a problem-solving machine. So start to flip the script. Instead of asking, when is he gonna text me back? Ask, help me resource myself so that I don't need his validation. Help me become peaceful right now. Help me breathe so that I don't need to feel suffocated by him. Even saying that, the brain starts to go into, okay, how can I do that? And subconsciously what happens is the attention is turning towards solving that problem rather than focusing on that impulsive, reactive neural pathway that we've been trained. And by doing this simple shift, by having this simple practice every day, just 5 minutes a day, what we're doing is we're training new neural pathways. What we're doing is we're changing our energy. We're starting to resource ourselves rather than focus on them giving us something in return. And this is where we soften. This is where we tell ourselves that things are going to be okay, even if for a moment. So maybe tonight before bed, repeat this affirmation out loud in your head. Let it settle into your body. Let it linger, let it simmer. Please help me release the need to control what is not mine. Please help me find what is meant for me. Help me heal my anxious attachment. Help me become resourced from within. Help me find peace over pressure. Repeat some of these statements 3 to 5 times, maybe rubbing the arms, maybe holding the heart, adding somatics, adding love. We're going to learn to resource ourselves so that we no longer need to be resourced. So at the end of the day, surrender is not about letting go of love. It's about letting go of the need to control it. And then from that space, love will naturally find you. So if you've been stuck in a loop and you're anxiously attached and you don't really know how to move forward from this, and this helped you, I have so much more where this came from. I have a community of women that are all actively healing together, using practices, immersing themselves in tools every single day to help train those neural pathways to know that you matter, to heal your anxious attachment, to become secure in who you are, and to break that cycle. Because it's not about you trying harder. It's about creating the environment for healing. And honestly, rewiring alone is incredibly hard because you're not meant to do it alone. You're meant to do it in community, which is why I created the Self-Worth System. So if you are looking for a step-by-step program that is going to help you rewire your neural pathways and stop old rooted patterns, this is your place. You can book a free discovery call with me below, 45 minutes, where we can address your pain points and see if you're a fit. If you're a fit, you'll get invited into the community where you can come in and join our step-by-step system that goes through 5 phases in order to heal your attachment from beginning to end. This is going to help you become liberated, magnetic, and authentically you. So you no longer have to chase somebody to fill you up, and you can attract what you deserve. You can book in my bio or you can book in the link below. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please give this video a like. You can subscribe to the channel. Super important because it helps spread the word to other women about how we can resource ourselves so I can share more guidance, more proven tips, and more strategies for free. So let's build that self-worth and step into the magnetic woman that we deserve to be. And make sure you watch out for other videos in my playlist below for different strategies that you can utilize in order to become your most magnetic self.